guys? Keith the Trucker back with you for video number 2 of the night. Man, I'm pumped up. Let's go. Let's make some money on this divisional rounds NFL weekend. I am going to start right into it because we don't have any time to waste. And let me just do this real quick. And let's go down. Let's start with how I kind of feel the general broad picture of this week. So this is just a little $5 parlay that, has upside if you get lucky and everything hits, but it generally kind of shows how I feel like all these games are going to go too. So the Texans, okay, yeah, they're, Cinderella team. People saying the same thing about the Packers, but I'm telling you, the Niners and the Ravens are in like tiers of their own, guys. Like these two teams are about to fall into meat blenders. The one I feel least secure about, just because Baltimore sometimes likes to do this, especially in the playoffs, is they play with their food a little. But these are mismatches. On the road, rested teams. I don't care what anybody says. You talk to any NFL player, they'll always take, or coach specifically, they'll always take the week rest versus the rust argument at this time of year. The Niners are completely healthy. They are a machine. They've been saving plays all year for these playoffs. I really don't see a world where they lose. And I think they're not just going to win. I think they're going to win big. And the fact that I got both of these lines have been bouncing around a little bit to double digits. The fact that literally a touchdown and a field goal wins both of these bets for me. And then I do like the overs. I could see both the home teams, so the Ravens and the Niners, scoring probably 35 points each, easy. So, in order to get the Baltimore one, that would be a real easy one to hit the over. Let's just say they score 28. Houston would need to score basically a couple touchdowns, and you'd cover that. Packers, I could see them scoring I could see that game being 35-17, 35-21, something like that, maybe 34-21, something like that. Definitely covering the spread. And then on the Lions game, same thing. They play with their food sometimes. I mean, Tampa played on Monday, so they have, one day less rest, but Lions are really good at home. I think they're going to advance. I think you're going to see San Francisco host them in the championship round. And I do like the over in that game as well. Neither team's going to be able to run, so I think there'll be a decent amount of possessions. And I don't know. It really just depends how I think the Bucks play in the red zone. Baker Mayfield will be under pressure in this game, but I think he should be able to handle it and find some Cade Otton, Chris Godwin type checkdowns and kind of alleviate some of that pressure. So give me the over in that one, and then the Lions money line, because I don't trust them to cover a 6-point spread. I just don't. It's the same thing with the Bills. I do think the Bills finally get over Mahomes Mountain this year. They have a home game. Josh Allen is much better at home than he is on the road. Less turnover prone. All his stats go way up when he plays at home. So that's a good thing, and I think they're going to finally do it. And I'll call the under in this game. I could see this being one of those 20-17, 23-17 kind of games that both teams are going to be maybe offensively challenged a little bit. Good defenses out there in the cold, but you just never know. So we'll see. This one could be the probably the most insecure pick on the board of these. So let's tap out of a couple things here. Let's pull up our sleeper things so we can have those in the background versus looking at that. And just give me one sec. All right, so we got those in the background now. So that's kind of my general feel. And let's see here. I did set a pretty good parlay on this. It's a $102 bet to win $501. The reason I put $2 extra is because I wanted to see 500. So it's about 5x. But it's basically what we talked about in that first game. Niners cover the spread, Ravens cover the spread, and then I just took the Detroit money line, and I tried to stay away from the other game. because I could easily see the Chiefs winning too, but I just think it's Buffalo's time. They'll probably beat the Chiefs, and then they'll have an absolute letdown spot the following week because they're on an emotional high. They finally got over the Mahomes mountain in the playoffs. Josh Allen's 0-2 against him head to head. So if they beat him there, then they'll probably go to Baltimore next week after Baltimore takes care of Houston this week. And that's just a total letdown spot. So my prediction is you're going to see the Niners and the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I've been calling it for a long time. I just think they're hands down the best two teams in the league. And we're going to get that rematch of Week 13 where the Ravens got Purdy a little bit. He didn't have his strongest game. So if you have access to the sports book, you can ride this play with me. I think it's got a really solid chance of hitting. So let's move on to some more plays for you guys here. So my buddy in California actually set these and sent me screenshots because I can't set them. I had to set all these on the sports book. But what I want you guys to do is just take some screenshots, and we're going to move on pretty quick, rapid through them. I do think Lamar, this is a pretty low number. I think they're going to have chunk plays, kind of like I do like the Niners versus the Packers. I think you're going to have maybe not a ton of volume throwing, but like chunk plays. They're going to be big plays down the field. And so I like Zay Flowers. I like Goff and Brown anytime they're at home. Just light these two up. This number right here I think might have went up a little bit on Brown since I think we set this one earlier in the week and he sent me a screenshot. It might be at like 93. Don't care. Fire it up. He's gone over like 100 yards in 4 of the last 5 games. And the matchup versus Tampa, it's very good. It doesn't get much better than that, guys. So let's go ahead and move on to our next 4-man play. It's Lamar Jackson, this time paired with his young athletic tight end. This guy's a freaking stud. Did you see what David Njoku did last week against the Texans with Joe Flacco throwing him the ball? Yeah, they ate him. They carved up that Houston secondary. And Houston's defense plays much worse at home. I think this is a really bad spot for the Texans. I mean, they're a fun story. I love DeMeco Ryans. He's a great first-year coach. I mean, what a turnaround to put that franchise. But I think this is where the story ends. And I think Lamar, he really thinks a lot of people think he's the MVP. And I think they're not just going to be conservative in this game. I think they're going to go pedal to the metal. I think you're going to see chunk plays down the field. And I think this guy's going to get a few of them, Isaiah Likely. And then in this game, I'm not in super love with that game in general, but I feel like this Allen number is a little too low. If you're going to beat the Chiefs, you're going to have to earn it, and I think 228 is just a little low for him. And I know what the Chiefs do. They've done it both times they've played the Bills in the playoffs. They just eliminate Stephon Diggs. He may have 8 receptions, but they're going to be for 4 to 5 yards each. So I just think Kincaid has the best matchup on the field. So smash that play in, take a screenshot. Let's move on. I got a lot of free plays for you guys. And most of the time I would never have dropped this many in a video, but I want you guys to get in on it. And then next week we're going to set you up on winnable or possibly even tomorrow night. If you can't tell, I like that Goff-Brown combo a lot. And I'm a volume player, guys, because I understand very quickly when I started doing this that the more plays I get out, when you want exposure. So for this play, for example, Brock Purdy, I really like George Kittle. He's one of my favorite plays this week. But I could also see a scenario where the Niners get up 2 or 3 touchdowns or 17, 18, 20 points, that range, right? And all of a sudden Kittle's blocking the whole second half for Christian McCaffrey, who's just gashing the Packers' tired defense, right? But I think the chunk play potential in the first half to build that lead is going to run through this guy and Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. So one of those guys is going to have a good game, probably 2 of them. I just can't guarantee ever which 2 it will be. But my gut is telling me Kittle is going to be one of them. That's a pretty achievable number. Hell, he could do that on 1 play down the field. That's just how this offense operates. So what I like to do, and this version may be in another play, I would literally play this. I love this duo, and this is one of the most sure duos in the league right now. It's one of the literal quarterback and receiver, kind of like Dak and Lamb. Now that they're out, this is the last one left. It's just a surefire thing more often than not. And when Goff and Brown are at home, it's almost 300, 100 lock every week. So But with Purdy and Kittle, you could play these two and then just swap out Kittle for like Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk and get 3 of them in. And then, if Goff and Brown hit, you just unlocked 4 lineups. And if Purdy has like a monster game and they all end up going over like in a perfect storm, you hit all of them. More often than not, you'll hit 2 of them, but you're putting in $40, $10 a play here. And if 2 of them hit, that's $200. I mean, come on, guys. It's not rocket science. See what I'm up to over here? So I got another one for you. I got actually a few of them. Oh, wait. Did I already show you guys that one? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's go to this one. So that's that same Goff-Brown duo, but with Lamar Jackson and Likely this time. So smash that one up. I love those combos of plays. Let's see here. I have a couple underplays, or actually no, this is what I wanted to show you guys. So this is a 7-leg over or parlay. It's $25 to win 1,000. They limit anytime you use these parlay boosts on the sports books, they limit you to usually $25 a play. But 25 to win $1,000. It's just all those guys I just talked about. It's Likely, it's Jackson, it's Flowers. I love those 3. And then Goff, Brown, and then Baker, Evans. Like number 1 receivers destroy the lines. They literally give up like 200 yards a game to number 1 receivers. Is Mike Evans going to actually act like a number 1 receiver this week? Remains to be seen, but I really like that play. So if you have access to the sports book, they give you like 3 of these 30% parlays this week. Lock that in, and on Prize Picks, what I would do is I would set this twice, right? I'd get these guys, and then I would take out Flowers, and then I'd set a second one, and I'd take out Likely and put Flowers back in. And you could even maybe make, I would leave these 2 no matter what, but I would leave, you could take Evans and put in like Otton, or you could put in Godwin. That's how we do this. You want volume. Because look, if this one fails for $25, you have 2 more of these tokens. If you put in 75, you could potentially, if they all go over, win $3,000 on $75. I mean, it's insane, right? And they're all correlated plays. But the goal every week is to not hit all 3. It's just to hit 1, because I put in $75. One of them is going to pay $1,000, guys. Come on, do the math. You see what I'm up to over here yet? So I got a lot of money going this week. I don't want to give you guys exact numbers, but I could tell you it's probably upwards of $3,000 in bets, maybe more, plus some future things. So let's see here. Here's another DK one. It's Goff, Brown, and Laporta on this one, the tight ends. And then it's that same Baltimore trio. So 25 on this one pays out 642. So that 7th piece actually really added a lot to that multiplier. That's kind of crazy, right? But I just want to point out, if you guys played this on Prize Picks, actually with the parlay boost, it's hard to do the math on this one, but Prize Picks would give you about 20% more, I'd say. And then let's see what else we got here, guys. So these are a couple underplays. Remember I tell you got to get all the weapons of war. And I'll see if I can get a promo code up on this screen for Underdog. And for this site, this is DraftKings 6 pick, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of things I don't like about it so far, just to be honest. But Nico Collins, Stroud, Ayuk, Purdy, on this site, their lines are all inflated. So I think going the unders here is the strategy. So I'll show you guys that one. And then this one right here. These lines are high over here. Like I just showed you a play with Allen at 225. So like lock those unders in. Take some screenshots of these guys. I'm going to smash through a couple other things. This is a play that I told you guys to play on. I think I told you to lock this in on the protected play for today. So if you didn't do that, just set it straight as is. Take screenshots of all these plays. And I think that's pretty much going to do it tonight, guys. Actually, I thought I had one more for you, but I think that's actually it. So get excited, man. We're here to make some money. Let's get a group of winners going. And I love you guys. I love the support I'm already getting. Just do me a favor. It's so quick, so easy, and it helps so much. Just like the channel and leave a little comment if you have time, and definitely subscribe if you haven't done that already. We got some big things on the horizon, guys. I'm really excited about this week. The channel's going to continue to grow and get better content on a daily basis. So peace out. Let's win some money tomorrow night.